الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Small reminder, ikhwan, to myself and my brothers and my sisters, that a month of the Quran, a month where the Quran is recited. The Quran, ikhwan, is a guidance to our hearts. The Quran is there to ponder upon and to reflect. And these are one of the things, ikhwan, that helps an individual to stay away from sin, to hope for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. As in the series of reminders that we have been saying regarding how the Salaf, how their mindset was, and how they were different in the way that they lived and the way that they reflected. And as we have established, that one of the ways that they would do is reflect upon the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Reflect regarding what is going to take place. So they would actually be as if for those, their mindset would be as if for those they were actually in the hereafter. This is what aided them. I'll bring you some examples regarding this. Ibrahim ibn Taymiyyah rahimullah, he said, ينبغي لمن لم يحزن أن يخاف أن يكون من أهل النار. He said, rahimullah, it is upon the one that does not fear, or if one does not have any sadness, he does not grieve, لا يحزن, he does not grieve in this life of his shortcomings, then he should fear that he will not be from the people of paradise, but rather he will be from the people of hellfire. Now look at the deep thinking. That a person, if he's not grieving over his shortcomings, then there's a scare that he may be from the people of the hellfire. Why? Look at the deep thinking. لأن الأهل الجنة قالوا الحمد لله الذي أذهب عنا الحزن. Because the people of paradise, when they will be in paradise, they will say, Alhamdulillah, glorified be He, Allah Azza wa Jal, that is removed from us grief and sorrow and sadness. So look at the deep thinking. That the people of paradise on this earth, they used to have grief and they used to be sorrow. They used to have sorrow regarding their shortcomings. But when they reach paradise, it will be removed, because Allah will remove it from them. So one of the sifat and the attributes of the people of paradise, that when they were here on this earth, there used to be individuals that used to have grief, they used to feel bad regarding their shortcomings. And then he goes on to mention, وَيَنْبَغِ لِمَنْ لَمْ يُشْفِقْ أَن يَخَافَ أَنْ لَا يَكُونَ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ. As for the one that does not fear, he doesn't have any fear in this life whatsoever regarding Allah's punishment and the hereafter, then this person should fear that perhaps he will be from the people of the hellfire. Why? لأن الأهل الجنة قالوا إن كنا قبل في أهلنا مشفقين. Because the people of paradise, they say that verily we and our families, we used to be in fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when they reach paradise, it will be removed. So once again, from the attributes of the people of paradise is number one, that they have huzn, that they grieve regarding their shortcomings. And they have that fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But then it is removed. But look at the deep thinking. Look at the way the Salaf would reflect upon these verses. That they would reflect so deeply that they would say that the people of paradise, they would grieve. The people of paradise, they had fear. So if a person is not having that, then there's a threat that he may not be of the people of paradise. This is what the Quran is for. A tremendous month, ikhwan, for us to give time to the book of Allah Azza wa Jal, and to take time and to read, to read the translations, to read the tafsir for those who have the ability. For verily, ikhwan, that is one of the means that helps a person to better himself. The Salaf, ikhwan, there are examples full of this. Hasan al-Basri, ikhwan, a prime example, rahimullah, a prime example of how he feared and to the level that he feared Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said on occasion to a companion, he said to him, ما ظنك بقوم قاموا على أقدامهم 50,000 سنة. He said to his companion, what will make you think, or what do you think about the individual or the individuals, the people that will stand on their feet for 50,000 years, meaning on the day of judgment. وَلَمْ يَأْكُلُوا فِيهَا أَكْلًا وَلَمْ يَشْرُبُوا فِيهَا شَرْبًا. And they will not eat and drink for 50,000 years. So Hasan al-Basri is now saying to his companion, reflect, think about the one that will stand on his feet 50,000 years. No food, no drink. حتى انقطعت أعناقهم عطشا. Until their necks will be severed out of hunger. واحترقت أجوافهم جوعا. And their insides will be burnt due to hunger. This is how they used to reflect. Because this is the ahwal of Yawm al-Qiyamah. This is what will happen on the day of judgment. So he would say, how will it be for a people standing on their feet for 50,000 years? No food, no drink. Their necks severed out of thirst. Insides burnt because of hunger. And it doesn't stop there. Listen to what he said. ثُمَّ انصرف بهم إلى النار. Then they will be taken and be placed into the hellfire. وَيُسْقُونَ مِنْ أَيْنٍ آنِيَةٍ وَأَشَدَّ حَرُّهَا. And they will be made to drink from a scorching hot spring that burns their insides, and it will increase in their pain and in their heat. So this is how they would reflect. When a person is on that frame of mind, my brothers and my sisters, then it makes you stay away from that sin. When you're in that mindset and you think about that day, 50,000 years, no food, necks being severed, insides being burnt, given to drink after 50,000 years from a scorching hot spring that burns your insides, then you want to stay away from sins and you want to do good. And finally, I'll leave you with another statement of Hasan al-Basri when he said, أن الأغلال لا تجعل على أعناق الأهل النار لأنهم أعجزوا الرب. That the iron collars that will be placed for the people of the hellfire, the aghlal, the iron collars that are put on the necks of the people of the hellfire, they were not put on the necks of the people of the hellfire due to them failing their Lord, due to them falling short. La. But he said, وَلَكِنَّهُمْ إِذَا طَفَى بِهِمَ اللَّهَبْ أَرْسَبَتْهُمْ. If the lahab, which is fire, and in one narration it mentions lab, which is the filth and the juice and the intestine or the insides that are leaking of the wounds, and the fire that will make them rise in the hellfire, the iron collars will make them sink in order to increase their punishment. So ikhwan, a time of Quran, a month to reflect, a month to turn back to Allah Azza wa Jal. We've been having series of lectures about why the Salaf were better than us. These are the reasons. When they lived in this earth, their mindset, their bodies were here, but their mindset was in the akhirah. Thinking about that punishment, believing with yaqeen what Allah says will come to pass, and doing whatever they could do to strive hard in this life to protect themselves from that terrible punishment and the anger of Allah. And we seek refuge in Allah Azza wa Jal from that punishment, and we ask Allah Azza wa Jal that He gives us salvation from that. Ameen. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. أقول قولي هذا استغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.